Hi meow! Welcome everybody to part 2 of my eyeshadow palette collection. If you haven't already seen part 1, go ahead and click up in the iCards, watch that, and then just come back here. I am doing the rest of my eyeshadow palette collection for you guys today. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Alright, this is the Lorac Pro 2, and I haven't had this palette for very long, so I haven't really gotten to test it a whole bunch yet, but I was really attracted to this jade color and then found out that, oh, this isn't, you know, quite as flattering on the eyes I thought it would be. But, you know, so far, yeah, I just haven't been super impressed by this palette, even though I definitely do need to use it more. This is the Urban Decay Vices palette. I got this like as a Sephora point perk. So that was really nice, even though these aren't my favorite shades and I don't wear this palette that often because of that. It's still nice to have them. This is the Lorac Nude Skinny Eye palette. And these are some really cool shades. It's very neutral, bronzy kind of shades, and I can always get a really pretty neutral eye look with this. I have a lot of Lorac. This is the Lorac Heartbreaker palette, and this has this really cool blue I really like. Here's a sapphire blue, and then it's got like peachy colors. This purple's really, really neat purple. I got this Lorac palette at the same time. This is the Alter Ego eyeshadow palette, and I love this palette. It's just so pretty. I love this gold, I love this peach, this blue, and I love, of course, that olive green. Another Lorac palette. I've got a lot of these. This is the Unzipped eyeshadow palette, and this is like the original rosy toned eyeshadow palette. This is not my favorite. I'm not a big rosy toned person, and I feel like when I use this palette I always get a similar look every time, but it's fine. This is the Too Faced Summer Eyes, and then I also have the Too Faced Jour palette, and you can tell they're so similar except for this has Firefly and this has Coral Crush. That is the only difference in these two palettes, so I essentially have the same palette twice. I probably will eventually need to get rid of one of these. I don't know which one. Whichever one's older, I probably will start putting some of the shades in project pans. But this is Coral Crush, and this is Firefly, and Firefly's a much better shade in my opinion, but still seems kind of chunky too. This is the Stila Eyes Are the Window to the Spirit palette, and this is okay. It's pretty neutral. I don't use it that much, but it does have Kitten in it. This is the Too Faced Too Cute palette, and looks like somebody's been digging in my clover. I actually do like this palette. I like this as a transition shade. I like this like unicorn shade. Clover I really like. So this is a really cute little palette, and I like that we could design it. This is the Urban Decay Urban Spectrum eyeshadow palette. I didn't really enjoy this. I don't even like the packaging. The packaging has like, it's got this thing in the corner that comes out. Well, you can pretty much take this out and then, I can't get it right now. I've got to get something. But you can pretty much take this part out and then it becomes like a box, but it's not my favorite packaging. I'm not going to use this like, I don't know. I'm just not going to use it for what they had intended, I guess. But some of the colors are really cool. I'm not saying that they aren't. It's just not a complete palette. And I just don't get excited when I see these colors. This is the Lorac Pro Metal palette, and this is actually one of my favorite palettes. This is one of my first palettes I ever got, but it's definitely one of my favorites. I just love the way these shadows look on the eye. And when I initially first got this, I wasn't impressed, but I didn't know how to use them. I was a beginner and I was a learner, but now I just love these shades. I really do. I don't even really want to swatch them because they're just, I don't want to use them up, and this is no longer available, and yeah, I just love this. This is Laura Geller, the Eye Wearables Baked Eyeshadow Palette. I don't really like this that much. this just feels so dry. It's just not a good palette. Like, look at the swatches even. That's just, ugh. Ugh. Okay. I don't like this palette, and you can probably see why, but I need to work with it more and see if there's like a way to actually use this. If not, I'll probably declutter it at some point. This is Urban Decay's Electric palette, and my slow burn right there actually came all broken up, and I fixed it, but as you can see, it's like all over. I haven't actually used this palette that much. I got it on clearance when they were like getting rid of them, you know. So I haven't really got to play with this one as much as I would have liked. This is a Buxom custom palette, and I have dubbed this the Echo Party palette, and I called it this because Echo helped me pick out these shades, and I actually really enjoy using this palette. Even though I just picked out random shades I didn't feel like I had a lot of, this is a really cool, has a really cool color story, and I didn't know when I was making it how cool the color story would be, and just looking at it you're probably like, what are you talking about? But this is actually a really great cohesive palette. I don't know, I was thinking maybe I'd show you some eye looks, but you know, what's the point? It's cool though. This is the Kat Von D Monarch palette. You can no longer get this, and I did get it when, you know, they were saying we're no longer going to sell this, so I picked it up and I do like it. This is the Urban Decay Butterfly palette. It's got these butterflies, and then it's got like the drawer that comes out, and I do like this. It's got a lot of neutrals, and then it's got some pops of color over here. I really like Blue Bus and Bender. Ooh. Woo. This is the Lorac One Pro Palette, and it's good. It's a staple of my collection, but, you know, it's not amazing. It's not something I'd write home about, but I like it. This is one of the few Tarte palettes that I have, and I got this like in a whole collection, like a holiday collection thing, and I just call this the Tarte Pink palette because I don't know what else to call it, and it's just a whole bunch of neutrals. In that same collection was also what I dubbed the Tarte Purple palette, and it's also got a whole bunch of neutrals. They're good. This is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. Most everybody has seen this. If you have ever seen, if you watch makeup videos, you know what this is. So, oh, I haven't used that blue before, but I really need to. I love, 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 love this palette. This is a great palette. If you are dithering on whether or not you should get this palette, I think you should get it. I think you should get it. I'm glad I got it. And I'm not even like a subscriber of Jaclyn Hill, but I love this palette. This is the Stila Pro Artist Palette #1, and mine came cracked. I did get it from somebody else. It wasn't used before, but they just had it, and I got it off of like Amazon or eBay. Whoa, we have no room left. And they offered to refund me, and I said, no, it's fine. It's okay. It's a pretty palette. This is the Naked Urban Decay palette, the OG, the one that apparently is not in production anymore. And I like using this. I like the Naked 2 more than this, but this is still a good staple. Okay, this is the Morphe 35U palette, and it's some beautiful shiny colors. I love this palette. It is so much fun to play with. If you are a color-aholic, shimmer-aholic, I guarantee you will love this palette. This is the 35OS. This is a good palette. There are some beautiful shades in here that I really do love using. I just never think to pick this one up. This is the 35B, and it's got a mix of shimmers and mattes, and the mattes are really not that great. The shimmers are awesome. Morphe does a great shimmer, but they're not always good with their mattes. Sometimes their mattes are great, and sometimes, you know, they're not. You just never know what you're going to get. This is the Nude by the Balm, and this is a cute palette. It's a neutral palette, but I'm just not that impressed by this palette, and I think eventually I'll probably end up panning it. This is BH Cosmetics Galaxy Chic, and as you can see, this and this one both broke. There's a little bit of shadow left in both of them, but I try to avoid using them. And even though these colors actually look really similar, they're not that similar when you're using them. They're actually quite different. This is the Urban Decay Moon Dust palette, and I do enjoy using this every once in a while. It's not my favorite palette just because, you know, you can only use it, you know, like 1 or 2 shades at a time, and you always have to use it in conjunction with other palettes, so it's just not my favorite. This is the Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette, and I love this palette. It's got any rainbow color you could possibly want for a rainbow eye, so I'm in love. I'm smitten. This is the Mi Vida Loca Kat Von D palette. I really actually did like this palette. I'm glad I got it at the time. I didn't know how popular it was going to be, but I am glad that I got it. I don't know if I will be supporting the brand in the future, but I love this palette. Okay, now we are getting into like my palettes, they're not Z palettes, I made these palettes. But there's like 2 highlighters, and these are all shades from NBA Cosmetics, and I love these. I'm actually going to do a review of these. These are great, great eyeshadows. I also have this palette, and this Mermaid palette and this, what I call the Orb Guy palette, these were actually made. Do you remember when there was a rainbow highlight frenzy and you could get it on Etsy? That, I think it's a female. She made these for me before she ever made that rainbow highlight, and they're awesome. They're like wood. She no longer does this, and you would bring her a design that you wanted and she would make it for you, and it was awesome, and I'm so glad I have these. It feels like such a collector's edition because they're like one of a kind, and they were made by the girl who made the original rainbow highlight, so I'm really proud of these. In my Mermaid palette, I've got some Makeup Geek. I think these are all Makeup Geek. These are all Makeup Geek. I have a Random Z palette, and it's got like, this is an All May eyeshadow. This is an Ulta Baked eyeshadow. This is an Ulta bronzer, and then this is the Balm like Staniac blush that actually fell out of one of my other palettes. This is an Inglot case, and inside I've got Inglot blush, and these are, this is an Inglot lip product. These are Inglot shadows. These are MAC, right? This are MAC. These, I believe, are Makeup Geek, and then this is something that I created, and it's like a contour product, and this is from a Kat Von D contour palette. Another Z palette. This is, I want to say that's, oh gosh, I don't remember the brand. It's like Pure or something, but that's like a bronzer. And these are mostly Makeup Geek. I don't think I see anything that's not. Down here, these are all Ulta, and I think like this one and this one and this one are Coastal Scents, and a couple might be from NBA. The girl who made the rainbow highlighter also made this. I call this Neurons in Space. I love science, so I'm such a geek. It's so dirty. It's got a blush, and I don't know who that's from. I think that's a Makeup Geek blush. These are Ulta shadows. This is an Almay shadow. A bunch of Makeup Geek. This is Ulta. That's NBA highlighter. This, I don't remember what this is. I don't remember what that is. That might be Ofra, but an Ulta highlighter. But yeah, just random stuff. And then I have this palette that I think I just got off of like Amazon. It's like super cheap. But yeah, these are mostly Makeup Geek again. Alright you guys, that is my whole eyeshadow palette collection. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope to see each and every one of you guys in my next video, and I will talk to you later. Bye for now.